and welcome to another edition of Live from My Mother's Basement, because that's what it says on the sign behind all those liquor bottles, with yours truly, comedian Mike Marino, and my new guest, all the way from Chicago. They call him Nicky Smigs. I can't say his last name, but he will. We both got COVID tested. We don't need this shit. Woo, we could breathe.
Good to be here, man.
Say your last name for everybody.
Smeriglio.
Smeriglio. I don't know.
Smeriglio.
How do you say it? There's a G in there that's silent, right?
Silent. Yeah. So my American version would be Smeriglio. My grandfather would be Smeriglio. You roll the G. Roll the R. Roll the G.
Actually, somebody asked me today. The character that I do, Uncle Tommy, is his real last name Mastro, and it's not. It's Mastro Giovanni. So as you know, back in the day when a lot of Italians came over, who knew what the real thing was when they said, that's not your last name anymore. Your last name's Mastro. Or Mastrowitz, quite honestly. But that didn't happen to him. So it's Mastro Giovanni, and my Uncle Tommy is really Uncle Tommy Mastro for everybody. So everybody, thank you so much for tuning in up on Instagram. I appreciate all those stars. We're down here on the other camera with the Facebook Live. Very excited about my guest tonight, an Italian entertainer. I always say entertainer. Everybody knows that.
Yeah.
Because comedian, comic is a little claustrophobic. We're all more than that. And I already been watching Nick's work on the internet, and he's more than just a stand-up performer, because he also goes to a very prestigious school, or finished a school, out in Chicago, which we all know about. It's going to escape my name, but you were going to?
Second City.
Second City.
Second City Theater, yeah.
So Nick is on tour here in the state of New Jersey, New York. He's staying out in Connecticut. And I thought it would be really cool if this guy came on my show, so I found him on the internet. I guess we got in touch with each other a little while ago. Seems like he might be a little bit of a fan of mine. I know he's a fan of some other comedians that I'm friends with. We're going to have him imitate those people on the show in a little bit. We got some food, we got some fun, we got some friends, we got some fans. Let's talk about what's going on in the world. Wait, we already got a caller? John, you can't call me right now. Call me in a little bit. We're busy. I didn't even open the wine. You're calling me.
John Casetta.
Yeah, we usually get a lot of Italian people, right? John, hang out and watch us down here on Facebook too. So Nick was gracious enough to come over tonight. There's nobody else here. Johnny Salami will not be making an appearance on the show. Why are you laughing at that? We don't know. I'll tell you all about Johnny Salami. We just see his hand once in a while. He brings the food. But he comes every Tuesday night, thank God. And let's get into our rant, and then we're going to get into Nick's life and career immediately, because this hour is going to go by in lightning speed. I could feel the entertainment coming already. And we were watching the news, and I was supposed to get the Johnson & Johnson vaccine tomorrow, and they got an alert. I got an alert in my phone said, no, you're not. It's canceled. And I'm glad, because I didn't want to get the Johnson & Johnson. I wanted to get the one that you get one shot, you wait a couple of weeks, and then you get the next shot, the Pfizer or the Moderna. Somehow, I was getting the Johnson & Johnson, and I didn't know about it. Then you're watching the news yesterday, Dr. Fauci, who happens to be Italian. Nobody ever mentions this shit in the news, that he's a nice ginzaloon. He don't act like he should. He should act more like a nice Italian guy, like, hey, it may not work, it might not work, I don't know.
Yeah, that's it.
But he don't say none of that. I guess that's enough for us. But they're saying that the vaccine was causing some problems in some people. But he also said 1 in a million. So that's like winning the lottery anyway. But they said some 6 females were affected very badly, and 1 of them actually died. But they were between the ages of 18 and 45, and they had a little bit of a blood clot thing happening. He didn't mention it happening to any men, but he also said that these women had, what do you call it when you got a little bit of a problem?
Agita.
Agita. These women had agita. We're going to get in so much fucking trouble already.
Yeah, I don't have the first
right? What happened? She got a blood clot. What do you think? Well, she had agita. I have a pre-existing problem. You know what's not even on the thing you fill out?
Italian women can't get the vaccine. You got agita all the time. You can't get the vaccine.
That's actually really funny. I don't know who's going to steal that joke because I'll use that live.
It's a pre-existing condition.
I went to go get the vaccine, but I had to say I got agita.
Dr. Fauci told me I no can do because I got agita. He goes back 200 years, 100 anni. I got agita. No diabetes? No, I got agita.
Let me tell you something, man. If my mother was alive today, or if my grandmother's alive, they go see Dr. Fauci and hand them cannolis. Now, you give me the shot, I give you the cookies. I got agita. What is agita?
Nothing a little brioche can't fix.
Yeah, right? Does anybody
Take
even...
here's your shot of Moderna and some brioche. Take care of the agita.
Where do you even get brioche anymore?
It's on the shelf, right?
Yeah.
I think it's on the shelf. My dad picked up an Italian sub for me at this deli in Chicago the other day, and he saw brioche on the shelf. He brought it home with the sandwich. He goes, here's some brioche. You can't find it at Walgreens anymore.
See that?
Just in case
you
you
found
have to
you,
have a
you
sandwich.
find an Italian agita saver in a deli.
Yeah.
I remember a long time ago when I was a kid, you did see that. I could have sworn they called it brioche. Is that the English version for it?
Yeah, brioche.
Brioche,
whatever,
yeah.
however
It's
you-
disgusting. It's like chalk. You mix
it's
it
like
in, you mix it in
Alka-Seltzer
water.
without lemon, you know.
That's disgusting. But, my mother would say, you got agita, have a ginger ale.
Right. Yeah,
Right.
Some Sprite.
Anything. A ginger ale.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Or 7-Up.
Right.
Remember that? I got a stomach ache. Well, have a little ginger ale.
I think I bought Pepto-Bismol the first time in our house.
Pepto-Bismol?
Because it stopped working.
Pepto-Bismol is the pink shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never had. That's disgusting. There was another one. They had a commercial. Plop, plop, fizz, fizz. What are we thinking about?
Alka-Seltzer.
Alka-Seltzer.
Yeah.
You didn't know we were doctors, did you? We could fix anything.
CDC should give us the next
Right,
vaccine.
that's the Italians. We fix anything. I broke my leg. I'll have a little Sprite. I'll straighten it out. Just don't go empty-handed.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't go empty-handed.
Exactly.
So we feel for these people, but
Absolutely.
it's something that's going on in the news, and I guess I'm glad that my Moderna, my J&J shot, Johnson & Johnson shot, is not taking place. I don't know if he just smirked when I said Johnson & Johnson because I think his head went in the same thing. My Johnson.
You hear it enough.
My
You
Johnson.
hear it enough.
Why do they call it a Johnson anyway? It's not even Italian. They call it a Bichadil. I said Bichadil.
Yeah. Well, pisciare is the P in Italian.
Yeah, Pichat. But I always said Bichadil because that's my mother's slang. I'm Abruzzese. What are you?
I'm actually a quarter Abruzzese.
Abruzzese? Is that the...
Abruzzese, half Calabrese, and then Sicilian, Napolitano Abruzzese. I actually went to my great-grandmother's hometown last summer.
Right.
Avezzano. Avezzano was the name of it.
In Italy?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
That's
gorgeous
fantastic.
part of the country. Gorgeous part of the country. Yeah.
Well, Nick is on the circuit now doing some stand-up comedy after going to the Second City school out in Chicago, which a lot of the biggest names in the entertainment business, especially in the comedy field, studied. Now, I never studied in Chicago because I cut my teeth in New York City training as an actor and sketch comedy, but then I did stand-up. I started actually in California. That's where I started my stand-up shit in Los Angeles. So why don't you start us off by telling about, what made you go to that school, and then you recently told me, you said, okay, this is it now. I'm not doing anything else.
Yeah, that's right. I was living downtown working.
Notice the accent, downtown,
2 years ago.
right?
I moved downtown 2 years ago, and I saw a couple shows at these improv theaters, and I was like, I think I could do this. I loved it. I was having a blast, and I started taking classes and fell in love with it. Right
I don't
away.
want to interrupt them right now, but now you're being asked to be on another podcast while you're on my podcast.
Oh boy.
You know, John, let him be on my show for like 5 minutes before you make the hit.
Who's this, Evan?
No, Evan John has a podcast called Beyond the Podcast. No, Beyond the Brand, which is a great podcast.
BTB.
And if you don't mind, I will exchange you guys' phone number because
absolutely. What's
Evan
up,
is a
Evan?
great guy. He's got a great show, Beyond the Brand. And there's an Italian deli in Los Angeles, well, actually down in the Long Beach area, called Foggia Italian Deli, and that's my buddy Robert Quattro. So say hello to my Italian friend from Chicago, and we're gonna take on some questions in a little bit. So keep on writing in. Foggia Italian Market has brioche.
Of course they do.
Of course you do.
I'm convinced the same supplier hits all the delis, and it comes with the prosciutto and gabagool. There's just the brioche. It's just thanks for your business. Here's the blue bottle, and they put it next to
you gotta talk a little
the
louder.
olive oil. A little louder.
Yeah,
Okay.
I talk loud. Hi, Robert from Foggia. I love when people talk to each other. Don't mind us.
Yeah.
Ciao, Mike Marino. Salute from Montreal. All right, Montreal.
Salute.
We just got done talking about Canada a little while ago. So we're asking Nick about his career, how he started, and what made him quit his job and get in the game for stand-up comedy.
Yeah, I saw a couple shows performing. I always kind of had, like that curiosity of what it would be like to be an entertainer. I always admired Sebastian. So Sebastian grew up same hometown as I did. I read his book, incredibly motivating. This is while I was taking classes. And I'm like, you get on stage the first time and you get comfortable, you know how it is, there's something that kind of triggered in my head, like I could do this, like it feels natural, and it's making people laugh is the best thing in the world,
Yeah.
So I fell in love with the Second City stuff, the improv classes, and then job I was working at was very supportive. They were letting me kind of sneak out for a few hours for rehearsals and class and shows, which was awesome. And then the pandemic hit. My last show was March 9th, so the program was done March 9th. Lockdown was March 15th. And that's when you finish the show, you want to start doing auditions and stuff like that and start really performing, go to other theaters, and we'll sit my hand on the register. And then my family convinced me to get on TikTok. They saw comedians and impressionists doing skits, kind of like we did at Second City. And I didn't want to do it. I don't know if you know anything about TikTok, but it's kind of a thirst trap. Like the stereotype is for teenage dancers, kind of a thirst trap type thing. And then eventually I saw more comedians and impressionists doing their thing, and I started posting videos, and it just kind of blew up the past year. So it's been a blessing to get a shot at what's been my dream for years and meet guys like you and do some shows out here. So I'm having a blast, Mike.
Excellent.
Thanks for having me.
So he's over at the Second City, which is sketch comedy, maybe scene study. You come up with characters. If you guys are familiar with the way they do it, maybe sometimes somebody in the audience will send out a suggestion, and then you have to do what they tell you to do, or you create a character. What exactly were you doing?
I, for some reason, got the idea to do your favorite celebrities and comedians back on college campus together. And the shtick was like I would just build out a mini series of these guys living together. What would it be like if they were in a college wing? And the first room that I did was Tony Soprano and Christopher Walken as roommates. And then Sebastian Maniscalco was the next guy that moved into the dorm. And it turned out that the three of them, it wasn't even Sebastian it was just Christopher Walken and Tony Soprano for like a month and a half. Every day, just Walken and Soprano do the laundry. Tony, we're out of Tide Pods, you son of a gun. And then Soprano would go, you fucking used the Tide Pods for no fucking reason the other day, or something like that. It was stupid shit like that. 30 seconds to a minute. And then it just, the views kept building and the followers came. And I was like, I don't have to add anybody. I got Walken, Soprano, and Maniscalco. It was like that for months.
So you were doing these characters in the school as well?
No. I saw someone else do something similar with the presidents, with Donald Trump and Biden and Obama, and I'm like, I could make my own skits, like the same type of scenes we did on stage, except I would just do the impressions I've loved to do, and make it stupid. It was a joke. I didn't think anything would come of it, and then I was able to kind of take advantage of it.
I know everybody's chomping at the bit. I have a funny feeling maybe we should jump right into one. Could we do it?
Absolutely.
Let's do this. If you don't know any of these characters, or if you're familiar with all these characters, great. What he's going to do for us is maybe something from his actual performance that he's going to be doing this week at one of the comedy clubs, and we're going to tell you where you could find him and watch the show. If not everybody's familiar with the stand-up comedian Sebastian Maniscalco from Chicago, who I believe is from the same area, Sebastian and I used to do stand-up in bars, strip clubs. We were cutting our teeth together at the Comedy Store in Los Angeles. And we used to have a thing in California called Family Day, which was every Sunday. And us all Ginzaloons from different parts of the United States would bring pasta, meatballs, and sauce or gravy from your parents, frozen, and we'd make it. Sebastian was always kind of quiet as far as I'm concerned, but there was a guy named Luca Palenka and Mike Baricca and Wheels Parisi, and we were all just acting like a bunch of knuckleheads who missed our parents very, very much. He's devised a little bit of a stand-up routine that encompasses a bunch of different celebrities, and I'd be happy to hear something. So let it rip, man.
So unlike you, I kind of started online, like I said, with posted videos and stuff. I didn't have any stand-up experience before the pandemic. So you kind of know what it's like as a stand-up to as you become more successful. What hecklers would do.
Oh yeah.
Right? Okay.
Destroy your career.
So the modern day heckler are the people that comment and message you crazy shit.
Oh yeah.
For people that create videos online. So I have part of my bit is what if Sebastian Maniscalco read the DMs that I got.
Okay.
Okay. And one of them, I swear to God, it's all true. Hey, my name is Andrew, and I think you have a great set of shoulders. I was wondering if you would get on a Zoom call with me. We'll go no shirt, no socks. We could compare our feet and our torsos. And if you want, I'll even pay you. Fucking pay me? I ain't getting on a Zoom call with you. That's just one of them. But that's the shit that we get, you know. That's the modern day heckling. So, yeah.
Well, you definitely have Sebastian down. That's for damn sure.
Thank you.
And a lot of my fans and friends who watch the show, of course, we're all big fans of The Sopranos. So if you wouldn't mind doing a little Tony Soprano for us.
Absolutely. I walked into your house today, and lo and behold, on the wall with your mother's furniture, the whole shed and everything. I was waiting for that jester hanging from the light fixture, missing some fucking head or some shit, scaring the fucking living shit out of me. Beautiful house, though. I like it a lot. You got some roller skates, fucking pair of skis. We got pizza. I thought I was pulling into Carmela's house, for Christ's sake. Holy shit. Good to be here.
Oh, that's fucking great, man. That is great. Right on the money.
Appreciate it.
And who doesn't love Christopher Walken? I'm not going to make any suggestions, but I guess, you know, one of the famous Christopher Walken lines I've ever heard in my career of watching the movies is one shot. Because I'm a fan of The Deer Hunter. I'm a little older than him, so maybe he doesn't know that movie. I don't know.
I saw it for the first time a year ago, and I had to stop halfway through. But I got a lot of requests for the Pulp Fiction scene.
Okay.
You know, what the
You
gold
do it?
watch. Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah. So listen, your grandfather gave me to watch. I don't know word for word, but you gave me to watch, and now I'm handing it off to you. I just want you to know I've had this gorgeous hunk of metal up my ass for over 2 years, and now I give this watch to you. So.
Wait a minute. What is that movie where he? I don't even know if we could do this on the internet because of the foul language that's in that scene.
Yeah.
But shit, I don't even know what movie it is. I'll forget it. But they're in a thing, and he's saying, you know,
True Romance.
True Romance.
Yeah, with Dennis, I know, with Dennis Hopper.
Yeah. We can't really do Dennis Hopper's lines, but
no, yeah. What does he say? What is it? Dennis Hopper's got the lines.
yeah.
This guy, he looks at him and he goes, this guy, a lot of balls. I haven't killed a man in 27 years. And then he pulls his gun out. What does he say? What does he say? I forget the line, but yeah. Oh, that's why I impersonate these guys, because I love them. They're my idols.
You're getting fan mail right now. Dead on impersonation. Full hole junkies is good too. We got some people from England right now, which is really, really cool. Wait, let's see if I can't find it. If anybody wants to start some questions for Nick right now, there you go. Wait. Hi, Mike and Nick. You're coming in loud and clear here in the Italian quarter of Lancaster, Lancashire, United Kingdom.
Beautiful.
Founded by the Roman Emperor Hadrian and Lancastrium.
Beautiful.
Well, hello there, Patrick. That's all I got. You can do anybody with an English accent?
Yeah, you watch Peaky Blinders?
No, but if you got it, got it.
Arthur fucking Shelby. Arthur fucking Shelby. My name is Arthur Shelby. You mess with the Peaky Blinders, you're gonna get it coming your way. I think it's like an English street gang is their kind of shtick.
Oh, is that right?
But yeah.
Well, it's nice to know that the people around the world are watching. We're really happy that Nick came down here. Now, it's really funny that Italians, and Nick was saying, how we all seem to be the same in some sort of a way. So the first thing Nick does when he comes to the door is he brings a bottle of wine. Go ahead, Nick, tell him.
Absolutely. Can't go anywhere empty-handed. I mean, that's just how I was raised, so.
He actually said, what am I going to do, show up empty-handed?
Yeah, come on.
Now, how many times have we said that on this show? You don't go anywhere empty-handed. And if I don't drink this and I don't open it, Nick, what would you do?
Take it home?
No.
Let's open the bottle.
We're going to open this bottle, we're going to drink it, but there's some people that look, if you're not going to have it, I'll take it. You don't do that. You leave the bottle. So I'm going to open up this bottle, and we're going to have some wine. Never go somewhere empty-handed. Thank you, Gina. Raised as well. Hi, Mike and Nick. Good to see you guys. All right, let's take some questions. Hey, Tom, how you doing? Dr. Tom, great dentist. Michael Fidel, great actor. Lisa, how are you? Yes, I always bring some wine. Say hello to Nick, everybody. Let's do some question and answers right now. The questions do have to come in on Facebook because I can't read up there unless you can.
No, I saw one.
There's Anthony Rena. He's in Florida. There's my friend Viv. Viv's in another country. And Joyce. Hi, Joyce. So let's ask Nick some questions. He came with a nice bottle of wine. And this wine is Gallo Signature Series, Napa Valley. It's a Cabernet
Gallo
Sauvignon.
with the G? No, my name's not Joey Gallo. It's Joey Gallo. Wait, no. Gallo. No, it's not Joey Gallo. It's Joey Gallo. Gallo. I love that movie. I love that movie.
Yeah, evidently everybody loves that movie.
Mr. Gambini. That's a deep voice. I can't go that low, but it's a great movie.
Who else are you working on as
I
far
got
as
this
in
ridiculous thing for you. Who am I working on right now? I'm working on who else I work? Ever seen Entourage?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just kind of got Johnny Drama figured out. Then when the sun's out, it's always fun to do drama because he loves his calves. You know, Kevin Dillon, who plays Johnny Drama. As far as I can tell, when the sun's out, I like to have my shorts on because I got absolutely massive calves. And when the calves are out, it means one thing and one thing only. We're going to get fucked tonight.
Who's your favorite comedian from like back in the day that inspired you? Like maybe, I don't know, Andrew Dice Clay, who originally did impersonations too, if you remember.
I think Richard Pryor was out of his time in terms of like the voices he did and like the physicality.
Right.
And I don't even know that much about him. I just know that like comedy was so different back then, 40, 50 years ago. But there's something about Richard Pryor, like all the old school guys, all the veterans, that he just makes me laugh like nobody else of that era, So yeah, Richard Pryor, I think, is busting a gut laughing. Collaborating with Robbie Berger. What's up, Evan? Working with him is like learning from the best. I mean, he is like the modern day podcaster. He's actually working for Kevin Connolly, who played E on Entourage right now. And Bob's a great dude, just super humble dude, great dude, hilarious. Guy's got delivery like nobody else, and it's been an honor to be on his show too. But I can't do Gilbert Godfrey, but that's a good one for sure. I got to learn that one. Thank you. I saw somebody ask for a Trump impression. I can do a little bit of Donald, just a little bit like this. You got to stick the hand out. Maybe touch your fingers. Don't talk too much shit or else you're going to get canceled. You know what I'm saying? So let's keep it not political. Okay. Rich Little as well. Thank you guys for the questions.
You could do Rich Little?
No, I can't. No. But he's someone else that, look up to for sure.
Rich Little, we're going to talk about just in a few seconds as I do a little cheers. Thanks, Nick.
Salute.
Appreciate you coming over.
Absolutely.
For those people who don't know, and I don't even know if you know, Rich Little was probably one of the most prominent impersonators in the world, and he's still at 4 years old, performing 3 nights a week at the Laugh Factory in Las Vegas inside the Tropicana. And I know that because we all perform at the Laugh Factory at the Tropicana in Las Vegas from time to time. They have a regular show there. Andrew Dice Clay plays there. He has a regular sit down there every once in a while, or maybe like a residency. But the real residency right now is Rich Little. And the craziest thing is the mass amount of impersonations this man does are dead people. Everybody's dead. So he brilliantly puts up TVs, and you can watch his clips of when he impersonated them when he was standing next to them, especially on the Dean Martin roasts.
Wow.
So it's pretty exciting to see. And I'm not an impersonator. I originally started doing impersonations too when I first started doing stand-up, and I'll tell you why that actually stopped. And there could be reasons why some people should do great impersonations and then, of course, regular routines as your own personality. And I'll tell you how that happened to me. And then I stopped doing impersonations completely. But Rich Little was on a lot of TV shows. There was a show back in the day called The Impersonators, and a lot of guys were on it, like Frank Gorshin and stuff like that. But when you watch this man's show, he's not getting major laughs. People kind of just staring like, who's George Burns? I mean, who's Ronald Reagan? I mean, they don't have no idea who these people are anymore.
Right.
You know, you kind of got to do people who are current or alive. Look at, remember Frank Gorshin? I just mentioned that.
Yeah.
Can you do Pacino? Well, there you go.
I don't know what to say, really. I could use a pizza cutter for my slice, because I can't pull them apart, and, oh boy, the sausage is huge.
Excellent. Nick, you got a gift.
Thank you.
Yes, you do.
Thank
No,
you.
Nick, Eddie's saying that. You were raised right. He was raised right. He's doing great impersonations. He came over with a nice bottle of wine. And as everybody knows, we always eat on the show. And a couple of people right now are asking where Johnny Salami is. Johnny Salami couldn't make it to the show. Can you see up there? Can you do Kim Kardashian?
No, I can't do Kardashian.
Yeah, I think you just got to show your tits.
I can put on my Skechers and my
Damn.
spandex.
The
No.
Facebook feed sucked. Well, thank you very much. Everybody else is having fun.
They're watching it if they commented, so it can't be that bad.
Nicolas Cage. Here comes another
Can't
recommendation.
do Cage.
What's to eat? Where's Johnny Salami? Are you in the basement?
Absolutely.
Yes, we're in the basement. No Nicolas Cage? How would you even do
I
Nicolas
gotta
Cage?
learn.
He's
You
got-
know, I was looking for. I can't really do him. Ben Franklin on the wall, and turns out he's on the dollar bill. I can't really do him. I haven't done him in a long time.
I like that. That was actually really good. Hey, can you do where's the Supersada? It's not tonight. What had happened was I was just in Las Vegas. I was in Florida for 2 weeks, and I did a show on Sunday night, and Johnny Salami was in Boca Raton doing some business. It looks like he's not only going to be in the water business, he's going to be in the coffee business. And we're going to talk all about his coffee when he gets back this week, because I think I'll have myself a new sponsor, and it'll be coffee. And you guys know how I feel about coffee, especially Bada Bean coffee. LOL, that's pretty good. Yeah, he just made it up off the top of his head. Do the scene from My Cousin Vinny in regards to grits. Are we to presume grits cook faster in your kitchen? Do you have supper grits? Do you
What,
know
these
it?
magic grits? Are we supposed to believe that the laws of physics cease to exist on your stove? I mean, did he get your grits the same place that Jack got his beanstalk beans?
Hey, can I do Mike Marino? I'm working on De Niro too. I saw that. I gotta work on him a little bit more.
Did people ask you to do stand-up comedy and entertain at family gatherings for the holidays?
Not really. This is still very new to me. I got 7 shows out here, Mike, and I've been doing stand-up for a month and a half. A month and a half. So I'm still learning. I'm learning from guys like him right now. So trying to figure it out.
Look at, can you do Robert De Niro? Do De Niro.
I'm working on it.
Some people ask and some people demand. Yes, always. Laugh my ass off. Thanks. All right, thank you, Bert. This is kind of cool. Hi, Kat. How you doing? Eddie Sessa is going to be on the show. He's a phenomenal singer.
Awesome.
And Michael Panzica is a great comedian. He's out in Florida. Michael was out there for 2 weeks. I didn't even get to see you. That's fucked up. Johnny Salami, who has a company called Hero Kings of Nutley, New Jersey. He's usually here every Tuesday night. And we all know him from his big fat hand and the sandwich called the number 4, which is gabagool, pressed ham, salami, and Swiss cheese. But he couldn't make it tonight, so we have some new catering. And here is Joanna Giuliano. I'm sorry, Giuliano, and Aunt Joan is her mom, who just called a little while ago, inviting us to have some.
The leftovers.
What was the
Sausage and pepper.
No. We have the sausage and peppers upstairs. We're going to have those sandwiches. We didn't have them yet, but she was calling to see if we wanted to have turkey dinner. That's what she was
Maybe
saying
we'll
before.
recork the wine. I'll walk over there
Well,
not empty-handed, and we'll have some in the second round.
Okay, but she's asking if you could do Joe Pesci.
Oh, I just did.
We might have.
Oh,
to
that's
do
a
it
great
again.
Joe Pesci. That's what she said. Thank you,
Oh.
thank you, Joanna. Yeah, she said it was
Do
great.
you guys
Thank
know Nick Letty?
I don't know.
Number 4. Hello from Miami. I was just in Miami. Salute. Great show, guys, in Boca. Oh, thank you very much. So cheers. We couldn't get Johnny Salami to come down to the basement tonight because he's still in Boca Raton. He was actually at my show on Sunday night at the Boca Black Box, which was really, really cool. And we did a nice big shout out to him. But we actually have some pizza in front of us right now.
Oh, yeah.
One slice has sausage on it. One slice is plain because I didn't know exactly what Nick would like. But here comes the discussion. This comes from Max's right here in Scotch Plains, New Jersey. Max's is on Park Avenue, and the place is fantastic. Park Avenue, Scotch Plains, New Jersey, Max's Pizza. There's a lot of places to get pizza up the block. It's in walking distance. So I'm going to have these slices, but the argument's going to start between Nick and I because Nick is going to tell you that Chicago has the best pizza. They call it pan pizza. What do we call it here in New Jersey? Good pizza. So let's see what he thinks of Jersey pie. We call it pie too.
Can I be honest with you, Mike?
Oh no.
I never thought East Coast pizza was better than Chicago style.
Never?
Never. I think deep dishes, I have it like once or twice a year, but the triangular, New York style, Jersey style pizza, in my opinion, you can't beat it.
Oh,
You can't beat it. Yeah.
that's right. Look, you fold it.
Yeah, it's perfect. I love it. I absolutely love it. Could eat it every day.
Nick, one of my favorite comedy teams is writing into the show right now.
Oh, yeah?
Carlo Russo. What's up, Carlo? Are you familiar with these guys?
I'm
The
not.
Uncle Louie Variety Show. Two of the funniest fucking comedians in the country.
Chicka cheese, chicka cheese. I don't gotta give you shit.
Uncle Louie's a riot.
Now he's impersonating another comedy team. That's great.
Chicka cheese, chicka
He's
cheese.
watching the show right now.
I said you gotta give me candy. Candy. I don't gotta give you shit.
Big fan of you guys. Thanks for saying hello.
Look at Dixie's from Texas. Chicago-style pizza is a meat casserole with a crust under it.
It's good. It's not. You can't compare. I'm talking with my mouth full now. You can't compare this pizza and deep dish. You just can't.
Look at that.
That's us.
That's
Thanks,
us.
Carlo.
Who loves you, you motherfuckers? Giving you guys plugs all the time. One of the greatest things that Nick is yet to experience, which is really not a great thing. Sorry to get. Oh, that had something to do with my cousin Peter Lemongello. Good of you guys. Hey, Mike Newman, how you doing? Mike, nice to see you. Carlo and the Uncle Louie Variety Show
Yeah.
plays all around the world and Canada, and I see them on marquees
Yeah.
after they've either been there or I'm on my way. And then they see me on the marquee after I've either been there or they're on their way. And we share that with a lot of entertainers that we root and cheer for and admire and hope that someday we can actually be on stage together like we were when we first all started. But it just doesn't happen anymore. So it's kind of like weird. You watch what you wish for. You become a headliner, you become a name, and you get kind of lonely because your friends aren't there anymore. So, like this past month, and we'll talk about this other comedian as well because I believe you're friends with Anthony Rodia. So here I'm coming to this club, and Anthony was there 2 weeks ago. And then I'm going to that club, and Anthony was there a month ago. And then I'm going to that club, and Anthony was there a month and a half ago. Next weekend, Anthony's going to be in the club, and then I'm going to be there the following week. So you never see your friends. You just kind of call them once in a while and break their balls and go, your picture's on the marquee. I think you look a lot younger in your picture compared to what you do in real life. That's pretty much all you can do. And then there's also other entertainers that you admire, like Sal Valentinetti, who's another guy who's from Long Island, New York, but he's a singer. And you see all these posters about where he's going, what he's doing, and then there you go, but you don't get to see your buddy if you got to actually understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You kind of wish you were there that night so that you could be on stage with them, but you kind of can't because you're on your own now, graduating. So I really do hope to get to perform with Michael Panzica and the Uncle Louie Variety Show, and I've never even performed with Anthony Rodia before, but he's been in the crowd while I was performing, and I've been in the crowd while he was performing, but it just doesn't mesh because you're on your road to do your own thing, which is great, a great feeling. Pan pizza is not what all of us Chicagoans like.
Yeah, Barbara's right. Barbara's right. Thin and crispy is really my go-to. We got to do a huge show together. Carlo, salute. I would be watching you guys for years. Huge fan.
We got to do a huge show together. You mean all of us, or just me and Nick? Because we're busy. Our touring schedule's out of control. After we're done eating, we're going to bed.
Going to Borgata.
Borgata, holy shit. One of the greatest places in the world. That'll happen. It's not even that big of a deal. You know what's really funny? You have your dream. You can't wait to get somewhere. When you get there, you're like, this is it. This was it. And then you go back there the next year and you're like, oh, what time do I got to go in? There's 1,000 people here? That's it? I only sold 1,000 tickets? Am I right? Then you get to another level. 2,000 tickets? Shit, I'm failing. I suck. I did a show Sunday night, though, and people just were laughing so hard. And I don't know if it was because they were in quarantine for so long, no comedy's been coming around for so long, but people were screaming. And the more they scream, the funnier I become because I start making shit up. I can't stop making shit up, you know? And it's fun anyway. But when I was on the road with Jackie Mason, we also crossed with Rickles, Carlin, etc. When we would be coming in, they would be leaving, and vice versa. Hey, thanks for sharing that with us there, Michael Newman.
You know, it's funny.
Must be an
Have
entertainer.
a slice. I can tell a story.
Go.
So my first show out here was in Long Island. It was at Governor's. And my family from Greenwich is, a half hour from there? So they came to the show, and Anthony Rodia, actually showed up and did 10, 15 minutes right before it went on, which was awesome. Yeah, it was great. So
Did you know?
I had no idea. He called me a couple hours before, but he was supposed to be out of town. I think one of his family members got COVID, so he had to cancel it. So he shows up. He does 10 minutes. Now, my Uncle Joe and Aunt Carla in Connecticut are probably 60, very out of touch with stand-up comedy, but they watch stuff on YouTube and stuff like that. Anyways, after the show, apparently they're huge Rodia fans. They go right up to Anthony and I after the show. We're standing outside the club. Heavy Calabrese accent, my Aunt Carla, all right?
Anthony, if you want to come by my house for a nice dinner, come by the house. I'll make you a nice dinner next time you're in the Connecticut.
Now, Rodia's booked until like February of 2022. Rodia said he gets it all the time. People come up to him, come by my house, have a nice dinner. What do you say? Come by. Anthony's just got to stand there and be like, yeah, thanks for coming, but I don't think it's going to happen. But so, yeah. It's
You know what? You never know.
Yeah.
There could be one day, like on a Sunday night, he's in the area, got nothing to do. You guys become buddies. You do a couple shows together. He's going to go for that pasta.
Come by my house so we can make a nice bacala. We make it on the Natale.
I hate bacala.
And Carla, he ain't going to come to the house. It's like Sebastian's bit when he talks about hotels. He never stays with people, you know? And he just goes,
I ain't staying with you. I go to a hotel, huh?
The Three Aces from Canada saying hello. Say hello, Nick, to the Three Aces in Canada.
Oh, beautiful.
And yes, Michael Newman, Peter Lemongello was my cousin. Peter Lemongello was a famous singer in the 70s. He was the first guy who did an infomercial about a music album, and he did it from the Merv Griffin show, and then he put up his own money, and he made millions of dollars back in the day when you couldn't even get it with a credit card. There was a thing that said, send your check or money order, and he made millions of dollars. He retired from the music business. He came to see me at the Boca Black Box because about 4 years ago I had him open for me. He was singing to tracks. It was fantastic. It was kind of like I was performing with Frank Sinatra.
Wow.
So he did his thing, and we laughed, we joked, he sang his songs. So when he came to see the show this Sunday night, of course, I said one more time for Peter Lemongello, who came to see me, plus the whole cast of the new TV series that they're filming in Miami called Gravesend, which is about the mob in the 1980s in Brooklyn. And they were in Miami filming some Miami scenes. That cast came. We did a nice homage to them. We said hello to my friend Bruce Sosha and Willie DeMeo and all the guys that are in that, and a couple other singers that were there. So I'm really happy when I perform and other celebrities come to watch what I'm doing. It's a great high. I used to be really good friends with Danny Aiello, who was supposed to play my father in the sitcom that we're going to do in August, but he had passed away. And we looked a lot alike, and
Holy shit.
it was going to be a perfect hit. So who knows what we're going to do. Look at all the people saying that they know who he is. He had a great gimmick. Yeah, he did. Peter Lemongello. He used to sell lemon jello boxes, too, which is the jello that you make it with water. Mike, you'd like my bacala. No, I don't eat bacala. I don't eat fish. I'm allergic to anything that comes out of the water, unless it's a hot mermaid. I'll eat that. Peter came to see me and Sal Richards before he passed. Sal Richards was a great comedian, too, who passed away, I think, maybe about a year ago. Wasn't Peter's brother a Major League Baseball player? Peter Lemongello's brother was a nationally known bowler. His cousin was the baseball player. And, wow, there's some people doing some major history here. Joey Pasta, that's hilarious. It smells bad.
I know Joey Pasta. What's
Oh,
up,
is that
Joe?
you, buddy?
Yeah, what's up, Joe?
Hey, Joe, this is me, Nick.
Did a cameo for him over the summer. Great,
Oh, is that right?
Great guy.
This is really cool. Well, Nick, he's on tour right now here in the tri-state area. We'll say it that way. He's playing the tri-state area. One of the most popular comedy clubs, I would say, in the world is Governors of Long Island. There are 3 locations, and Governors is one of the hardest comedy clubs to get in. You got to be a stellar performer. He achieved that goal. So tell us how the show went.
It was good. It was.
How did you even get the booking? Tell everybody.
It was the first kind of club that I've ever done. I actually got booked at Uncle Vinny's Comedy Club in Point Pleasant Beach first. They called me in October, and I told Dino over the phone, I'm like, I've never done stand up before. Are you sure you want to do this? And he was like, yeah, we can make something happen. Just do your skits on stage, more or less. Start writing and stuff like that. So I started writing, and then I think once Uncle Vinny's got booked and my following kept kind of growing, Atlantic City called the Tropic guys at Bridgestone with AC Jokes. They called about the Tropicana, and then it kept on growing. It was great. And then James from Governors reached out. I think Rodia might have helped make the connection, maybe not, but yeah, Governors was first. I would say because the build up to these 2 weeks has been so high, the past 3, 4, 5 months, I was the most nervous at Governors, without a doubt. Without a doubt. And then you're walking around the green room and you see the guys on the wall,
Yeah.
guys like, yourself and Dice Clay and Jim Brewer and Sebastian, Whitney Cummings. And it's like, back in my head, I'm like, I've been doing stand-up a month and a half. What the hell am I doing here? So it was a good experience. James is a great guy. Rodia stopped by. It was awesome. So it's been a blessing being out here, that's for sure. Having a ton of fun.
Andrea said I skipped her question. Ask your question again, Andrea. Hey, Mr. Stugatz, how you doing? It's nice to see you. This guy's
Apple
name is
pie.
Mike Stugatz.
I'm having apple pie and a glass of milk now.
Governor's Comedy Club is one of the prime comedy clubs nationally known. So that means comedians from around the nation, even Canada, will do anything to get to play this prestigious club. There was a time before the pandemic, of course, the club would almost have sellout shows no matter who was performing because it was such a great place. People trusted the talent coordinator to bring in great, great shows. And then there's some special comedians that everybody goes to see. Oh, big shout out to Brothers from Brooklyn.
What's up?
I've been waiting for you guys to write. That's Anthony Lepresti. I hope you could write in on Facebook, but these guys are huge fans of yours.
I'm huge fans of them.
They've been on the show before. Anthony Lepresti and his brother and his mom, they all came down to the basement. They didn't come empty-handed. They came with homemade wine, which was really, really bad, and we all laughed about it. And they brought it in a 7-Up bottle, which was hilarious. So, Brothers from Brooklyn, say hello to Nick. Nick would definitely like to say hello to you all back.
Salute.
We're all going to get together and we're going to do a show together because I'm going to put some shows together with Nick. We'll talk about how we're going to make that happen, and we're going to be good with that. Mike Nicoli,
What's
how
up,
you doing?
Mike? Mike
Another
was at
comedian.
Governors, yeah.
Nick, has Sebastian reach out to you? You ever talked to the real Sebastian?
Yeah.
What's that like?
He, in June of last year, he followed me on Instagram, which is pretty crazy.
Right.
Commented on my stuff. He liked my stuff, and then he guest hosted Jimmy Kimmel in July. And for his 6 minutes of guest hosting, he reviewed impressions of himself, and he put me up there with a couple other people.
Holy moly, awesome. That's huge.
Yeah, it was awesome. Yeah.
Here's a quick little thing that happened when Sebastian and I and our friend Wheels Parisi were in Los Angeles. I don't know how many years ago. But we were huge fans of Andrew Dice Clay. And Andrew Dice Clay was at the Comedy Store every Sunday night. And he would rehearse new material in front of almost nobody because it was an open mic. And I knew that because I was the host of the open mic. So once I said, here's Andrew Dice Clay, that was it. He went on stage for 2 hours, and us poor comedians just kind of stood around in the parking lot smoking cigarettes, hoping that we'd get on that stage somehow. All of a sudden, Dice says to me, Sebastian Wheels, I'm cutting a new album. I'm going to be rapping. I want you guys to do the backup vocals. Well, I almost had a heart attack. I'm like, oh, my God, I don't sing. What's backup vocals? So we go to this professional sound booth somewhere, and Dice says, you three are the Boogaloo Boys. All I want you to do is go boogaloogaloo, 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 boo. Boogaloogaloo, boogaloogaloo, boogaloogaloo. Boo. And I'm like, okay, we could do that. So I'm looking at Sebastian. Wheels is looking at me. We were fucking shaking like, oh, we got to get this right. Get in the booth. Get out of the booth. You're doing it wrong. You're off key. Get back in the booth. Sebastian, you go. No, you go. Mike, you get back in. Mike, what are you, from Russia? He was screaming at us. And then we heard him rapping. I can't even do the rap song. It's that dirty. But he put it on his album, and the album was called Face Down, Ass Up. You can't make this up. But unfortunately, this was at a time there was no social media.
Little Miss Muffet sat on a tuffet, eating her curds and wine. Along came a spider, sat down beside her. He said, hey.
What's in the bowl, bitch?
What's in the bowl, bitch?
But isn't it amazing? And we had no pictures taken. Nothing to prove that we were there other than ourselves.
That's hilarious.
And, oh my gosh. What's the hardest thing about open mic comedy? That's the question Andrea wanted to ask, Andrea Lawton. Well, I really don't go to open mics too much anymore, but back in the day, the hardest thing was performing for no one. Because not that many people would go to open mics other than other comedians who are really just thinking about what they're going to do. They're not really watching you anyway. Unless you had some close comedy friends who would actually write a joke for you or help you nurture up a joke or add a tag, this, that, and the other thing. That actually would happen more now than then. Because if I would say I was performing somewhere and you were there, he would see something and say, hey, Mike, why don't you try this? Or the reverse. Like if he was on stage and I was in the back, I'm like, hey, you know, I got a line for you. Would you add this, add that, try this, try that? That's just people who like each other, care about each other, and want to see the other person succeed.
Yeah.
Because, you know, somebody else wouldn't say anything. They'll probably just steal your joke and go do it someplace else, which is stupid. Because you really don't need to do any of that shit. Life is hilarious. You can find comedy wherever you go. I always talk about that. You want to do something funny, walk into a supermarket. There's comedy as soon as you walk in. How about someone getting a gig on TV? What's the hardest thing about that?
That's yeah.
Getting a stand up on television is going to be more difficult now than it's ever been, but it's almost not even necessary because we have the internet. I did the Tonight Show for 10 years doing sketch comedy, and I never got to do stand up on the show. I did stand up on the Martin Short show, which got me fired from the Tonight Show. And it makes no sense at all, but that's just the devil inside. Then I did a bit on Comics Unleashed, which is what everybody saw about whacking Osama bin Laden. That hit 14 million people on YouTube, which was, I don't know, 50 times more powerful than anything I've ever done on television, creating a whole new tour. And now these days, like,
That's how it works.
people just yell out, "Do Osama." I'm like, I got all new shit. No, do it. I'm like, okay. Laura Brunetti. Wow, saw your imp on Kimmel.
Oh yeah.
When was that? I have been following since.
Thank you, Laura. That was middle of July when he put my impression on Kimmel. So yeah, I can't believe it's already been a year. And,
This is I'm sorry. This is Laura Brunetti, who was a sponsor on the show, and she wrote 2 great books, and she's going to be a guest on this show. So Laura, thank you so much. I'm hoping that you're watching and you're having some fun. Miss you, haven't seen you in a long time, but she's now a fan of yours.
Thank you.
I wish you came over tonight. You could have met Nick.
appreciate the support.
Look at Patricia, Monica, Patty. It's not homemade wine. This is an Italian fella
I had to go
from
to the
Chicago.
store. I went to the store.
He didn't come empty-handed. If you don't know anyone in the biz, how does one get started in comedy? Do you suggest keep up with the TikTok stuff in hopes someone will see and like you? That's a question for Nick.
That's basically what happened. I mean, I had done 2 open micers and 2 shows in Chicago before I did Governors. And
That's
I
insane,
sold-
people. That don't happen.
I sold tickets because of followers. And comedians that have been grinding open micers for years, you know, are like, what the fuck? And I don't blame them. I mean, I respect the grind. Like the grind that Sebastian went through. I read his book. That was motivating for me. But I today's day and age, you know, with the pandemic, what happened? It's like everyone's digital and it's all online. And the guys that booked me at Atlantic City were like, we don't even really care if you bomb. You're selling tickets. Obviously, they don't want me to bomb, but they're saying because of I actually have more East Coast followers than Chicago followers. So that's part of the reason why I got the 7 shows out here. But I had to figure it out pretty quick. And I'm still learning, you know, a shit ton. I don't know. I still don't really know what I'm doing. I'm just doing a lot of stuff that I've learned online. But yeah, the growth online and the following it's almost like currency, the followers in a way, because I get to sit down with a guy like you because of TikTok and Instagram. I'm learning from you. So that's just how the world works right now, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, but social media marketing is right. Yeah.
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 Well, I think that, yeah, of course, that's a great way to sell tickets, and you could become a machine, but you also do have to put on a good show.
Yeah.
Because if people go see the show and they don't get what they want, they might not come back when you come back around. Working your fans can make the difference. It's fun for everyone. Yes, it is. And that's why we're doing podcasts, and that's why we're doing social media, and that's why we're going to still keep on doing live events, because there's nothing out there that's more fun than going to watch somebody live. Even if you were going to see a band, even if you were going to see a show at Madison Square Garden, Broadway, off-Broadway, we need to bring back all live entertainment because it's 10 times more fun. Yeah, we could watch a comedy show on TV, but there's nothing better than the thunder of the audience screaming all at the same time, and then the unknown. You could be right in the middle of your act, and somebody gets up to go to the bathroom, then it's slaughter time. And that's something you're not going to get to see on television because it's not going to happen that way. So how your show was at Governor's last week?
Yeah, it's Thursday. Atlantic City was Friday.
Okay.
And then
This week.
Uncle Vinny's is tomorrow night, Thursday night, 2 on Saturday, 2 on Friday, 2 on Saturday.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you're watching from around the world and you're not here in New Jersey, one of the coolest, greatest comedy clubs on the Jersey Shore is Uncle Vinny's Comedy Club. It also serves food, and it's one of the Jersey classic bring your owns. You bring your own wine. It used to be bring your own meant bring a bottle of wine. But in New Jersey, especially Jersey Shore, it means bring a cooler with some of the hardest, craziest alcohol you can get across the street at the alcohol store. So he's going down there. Now, you have any tickets left? Is everything sold out?
Friday, Saturday night sold out, but tomorrow night there's some available. A couple left on Thursday, and then I gotta check, but I think even the Friday and the Saturday shows are pretty close to selling out. I know tomorrow and Thursday are available though.
All right, so we got tomorrow and Thursday. He's doing a Wednesday, Thursday night show, which means they added shows because it's usually just a weekend place for a headliner coming in from out of state. And that is Uncle Vinny's Comedy Club in Point Pleasant, New Jersey on Arnold Avenue. And I know that off the top of my head because I cut my teeth doing stand-up there for a long time before I started selling some bigger venues out. So it's a great place. Dino Ibelli and his brother run a great, tight ship. They put on a lot of good shows. Do you know who else is performing with you? Do you have an opening act?
Corey Rodriguez is going up, who I've yet to meet. But I'm actually saw a show there last week. I met the MC and the host. Yeah, can't wait. Should be a great time. Great little venue.
Good meatballs. And you bring your own wine. Don't go empty-handed.
Rigatoni was good.
Carlo, God bless you too. We're going to be signing off in a little bit. Don't go anywhere. And so after Uncle Vinny's Comedy Club here in New Jersey, then where are we going to find Nick on the internet?
Instagram is Nicky Smigs.
Why are you cutting down your name? Why not the whole name?
Smigs. I've been Smigs since 4th grade.
Oh, okay. So it's like a nickname.
You couldn't even say my last name. So
Smigs. I couldn't.
Yeah, it doesn't sound Italian. But a lot of people with Italian last names with G's, like you know any Spags? Spaniolo goes to Spags. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I see it before. So I don't know. It was a TikTok and Instagram thing, the Nicky Smigs thing, and it just kind of stuck. So that's what it is.
So Nicky Smigs, you can find him on the internet. Keep on watching his work. And if you have some time and you're here in the state of New Jersey, go down to Uncle Vinny's Comedy Club. Tell Dino, listen, I watched Nick on the Mike Marino show. I want in right now. Big shout out to all fellow comedians all around the world who are watching tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in. You can always find where I'm going and what I'm doing, especially next week. Because this week I'm taking off, but next week I'm going to be at the Mansion in Mountain Lakes with another Italian singer who has a G in his name, Medugno. And if you were to say it with the G, it's Mugdugno, but it's Medugno. Vinny Medugno. We're at the Mansion in Mountain Lakes this April 23rd at 8 o'clock. Saturday night, I'm at the Putnam Golf Tournament in Mopac, New York. I really don't know much about it. From there, I'm going to upstate New York, and then I'm going all around the world. So just keep going to MikeMarino.net and see where we're going, what we're doing. But I have a funny feeling me and Nick are going to do a show together someday soon. It would be a lot of fun. I got a TikTok thing going. I'm going to show you the videos that I'm doing. I'm doing a series about my G.I. Joe dolls. I could probably get arrested.
Well, that's comforting in your mom's basement. That's good. Good to know. Thanks.
I got G.I. Joe dolls.
I'm going to get my wine and get out of here.
They're in the attic. Thanks, Mike Panzik. I appreciate you. Thank you, Susan. And we're going to say goodnight. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching the show. Mike Fideli, I miss you. I love you. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. Remember, it's going to keep on playing. You can watch this whenever you want. Find us live from our mother's basements on iTunes, Google, Spotify, Anchor, Italian American Radio out of New York. I forgot to tell you that. You're now going to be featured on Italian American Radio in New York City probably in the next 10 days. They're going to listen to this on my friend Johnny Mandolin's show. It's Italian American Radio in New York City. In fact, we'll get you on his show as well. He's a great guy. Everybody listens to his show. You can watch us continually, this show on YouTube, Instagram, my website, LinkedIn, Twitter, Patreon. Hey, you guys want to be on the show? All you have to do is write to MikeMarinoEntertainment@gmail.com. You got something you want to talk about, want to sponsor a show, want to be involved with us, we can make that happen too. Thank you, Mike. You rock. Blessings, Nick. G.I. Giovanni. That's the name of the G.I. Joe doll. G.I. Giovanni. It's not G.I. Joe, it's G.I. Giovanni. We're going to get him to do some of the voices of the dolls. Oh, that's a fucking great idea.
Motherfucker, you! I'll kick your fucking ass, you sick fuck.
Dude, you got to do this now.
That'd be great.
Holy shit.
Zoom in on the counter and just...
Yeah.
You want some gabagool or something like that?
Get your weapon out of my ass.
I haven't think we're going to... It's going to be a late night. So let's say goodnight the way I always say. Let's make America Italian again. Remember my motto. You don't know nothing, you didn't see nothing, you don't say nothing. And how do I end every single one of my broadcasts? By always saying the same thing. Don't take no shit from nobody. Ready? Don't take no shit from nobody. Good night.
Thank you.
Hey, folks, I hope you're enjoying watching my podcast live from my mother's basement. We're having a lot of fun, and I'm going to have a lot of great guests on the show in the future. So if you like it, hit like. You could also leave a comment. You could subscribe to my YouTube channel and watch other funny videos. And you could also listen to my podcast on your favorite podcast app like Spotify and iTunes.